Hi, my name is Dr. Terry Laursen. I'm a chiropractor. Pain in and of itself is a very complex neuromuscular connection, something that was a traumatic, debilitating injury for somebody. The body remembers that pain. They remember what it feels like. Your body's going to find a way to not be in pain. But what happens is once we get through that initial pain response and figure out what happened, once we get that fixed, we need to restore full range of motion. We need to let the body know that it's okay to work through that range of motion. In general, we look at the body as a whole. You need alternating aspects of mobility and stability, depending on what joint. You need ankle mobility to create knee stability, hip mobility to create low back stability, and all the way up the chain. That is one thing that can lead to pain being referred. I see a lot of people come in with low back pain that if we look at and just focus on the low back, we're missing the bigger issue of loss of hip mobility and loss of upper back rib mobility that's causing that low back to be overworked, overstrained, you're asking too much of it, continually causing that pain. The pain referral can happen from the loss of mobility in a joint, or we also have the nerves being entrapped, or some of the soft tissues pulling. There's fascial slings where they've actually been able to connect fascia all the way from the bottom of the foot up to the base of the skull, continuous fascial lines. Where the pain is in the body doesn't necessarily correlate all the time to where the actual issue is. The mobility in the actual subtalar joint, so where your actual ankle goes into your leg, is very important. And a lot of people lose that mobility, and then that causes excess necessity for motion in the knee. That's where a lot of people have knee problems without ankle mobility. And that can kind of come from both sides, hip mobility down to the knee. It doesn't all work one way. Your body is very, very resilient. It will find a way to do what you're asking of it. If you don't have that, say, hip mobility, your low back will do what it needs to do to achieve whatever you need to do in your daily life, whether that be exercising or stretching, your work, your job, whatever that may be. Compensations happen all the time. We're a very resilient being. My job is to get you as well as possible, as fast as possible, and then give you the homework and the tools to maintain that pain-free lifestyle.